Now, a new strike and a fresh escalation in Iran conflict. The United States has launched a third round of military strikes against Iran after accusing Tehran of attacking a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz. Now, the U.S. Central Command has said the vessel, identified as GFS Galaxy, was hit while transiting the strategic waterway. Now, according to CENTCOM, the ship caught fire, suffered damage, and one civilian crew member remains missing. The United States has now accused the IRGC of a blatant attack on a commercial vessel, saying that Tehran has violated the terms of the peace deal. In fact, we have breaking updates now coming in. As per the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, the maritime security threat level in the Strait of Hormuz remains at the highest degree of danger, classified as severe. So this is a look at what the condition is like currently in Strait of Hormuz, and clearly there are concerns. Now, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, the maritime security threat level has been assessed by the UK and it remains at the highest degree. Now, news editor, Foreign Affairs, Akanksha Swaroop joins us on the broadcast with the details. And Akanksha, this is an indication, an assessment of what the situation is like in Strait of Hormuz, and UK has classified it as severe. What are the details?
In fact, the UK MTO has been tracking all the latest and live updates ever since the war began in February end. And we can tell you that the UK maritime trade operator has also gone on to indicate how the shipping traffic had been resuming normalcy. But remember, Pratibha, this is something that has now severely dipped in the last 3 to 4 days ever since US began pounding southern Iran. And apart from the explosions that have been reported to close to 140 explosions in areas of southern Iran, which whether it is Bandar Abbas, Sirik, or Jask, or even say Qashm, all of these places that have been reporting conflict and infighting, that has led to the attacks on vessels as a tit-for-tat measure being adopted by the IRGC. The IRGC has strictly confirmed that they will be the body, and it will be the Iranian leadership which will decide the authorization of the right routes to take in the Strait of Hormuz. So any vessel which is seen bifurcating or dodging that authorized route which has been dictated by the IRGC or the Iranian leadership will be met with a very stern response. In fact, the word we are picking in through our Iranian sources are going on to say that the response that they can expect from the IRGC is going to be in a 2:1 ratio compared to the US military attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. So the situation is extremely fragile. It is extremely volatile at the moment. The number of vessels, we are being told, is somewhere between 6 and 9 that are trying to transit this route. We speak at a time when one of the Indian vessels also has been targeted. You mentioned at the beginning that the MEA has come out with a very stern response, and we all can tell you that 10 of the crew members on that vessel have been rescued, whereas one is still missing. And that, of course, remains a close, a very, say, burgeoning concern for the Indian authorities that are currently in touch with the Sultanate of Oman. The External Affairs Minister, in fact, had wrapped up his visit to Oman just yesterday, and the Ministry of External Affairs is very much in touch with the Omani authorities. The Indian Embassy in Oman is also monitoring the situation. The safety and security of the Indian seafarers happens to be our topmost concern. This is the word that was also conveyed by the External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, when he met the Sultan of Oman. He particularly thanked him for looking out for the safety concerns and for ensuring the well-being of Indian seafarers. So we'll have to see what happens to the other vessels that are trying to transit, if India is going to engage with Iranian authorities as it has in the past as well. The Iranians have ensured that most of our vessels receive a safe passage. What happens this time around, we'll have to see, because even though talks have resumed on Saturday, the US president has made it amply clear that talks may happen, but US will continue to target Iran.
Okay, all right. Akanksha, do stay with us. Let's also give our viewers details on the response from the United States. The latest wave of the US military strikes is now expanding beyond the Strait of Hormuz region. Now, Iranian media reports that a communications tower in a province has been hit in an American airstrike. Now, let's also get you details of what the local officials have said. They've been quoted by Iran's news agency, which says that at least 2 people have been injured and airlifted to the hospital. Now, there are also reports of a military facility in Yasuj being struck. Remember, earlier the US Central Command had also confirmed that American forces targeted 140 Iranian military sites after Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps declared the Strait of Hormuz as closed until further notice. Now, the situation currently remains extremely volatile, with fresh strikes and counter threats continuing across southern Iran. Let's now break it down for you and tell you the kind of attacks that have been launched and the strategic importance of each of these regions. Now, remember, multiple of these locations have been hit by the United States. Now, this is really the crown jewel of the maritime presence of Iran. This is where it is the base of the Iran Navy. Apart from that, it also harbors a lot of ports. So it's also commercially very, very important for Iran. It has been hit. These two regions as well, very strategically important for Iran. They have been hit as well. And look at their proximity to the Strait of Hormuz as well. That as well becomes very, very important. Again, in these regions as well, and this region again is one of the locations where there is the only known functional civilian nuclear facility that Iran has. So these regions have also been hit by these strikes by the United States. So multiple regions have been hit, as the US President Donald Trump himself has said that Iran is going to pay for this. Iran, on the other hand, is also making one of its strongest assertions yet over the entire Strait of Hormuz, because now, yet again, the spokesperson of the Iranian parliament's Commission on National Security and Foreign Policy has claimed that Iran has taken control of the Strait of Hormuz with power and will preserve the control with power. Now, this statement comes after Iran's Revolutionary Guard had declared the strategic waterway closed until further notice. This is, of course, amid the continuing US strikes on Iranian military targets. So while the practical impact on maritime traffic continues to be closely watched, Tehran's latest statement also very clearly signals that Iran is actually doubling down on its position. It's not a climb down. Iran is actually doubling down on its position over one of the most critical shipping lanes in the entire world. So what does it mean for the world? As we've seen time and again, it's not just these two countries that are affected, but there is an impact that takes place on the entire world. We also saw over the last few weeks how multiple countries have faced the consequences of this war. Now, the United States' aggression has prompted swift retaliation from Iran, because the IRGC is once again back to targeting American assets in the Middle East. Now, it becomes very difficult for Iran to actually target US. So what does the Iran do each and every time? Target the US bases in the Middle East. And that's what we've seen this time around as well. All the strategically important bases for the United States have been hit by Iran, including in Qatar, in UAE, as well as Jordan. We have more breaking updates now coming in, a reaction, an official statement that has come in from Jordan on this, because Jordan has now condemned the brutal Iranian attack on the Gulf neighbors. That's a statement coming in. This statement coming in from Jordan. This is the first official statement coming after the US bases in the Middle East have been targeted by Iran. Akanksha continues to stay live with us. Akanksha, statements coming in from the Middle East, and clearly we're looking at an escalation because Iran has also made it clear there's no climb down whatsoever. The statement from Iran, the actions from Iran are also showing very clearly they're ready to double down.
Oh, absolutely, because in Jordan, the Prince Hassan Air Base has been targeted with multiple ballistic missiles in the first wave of airstrikes. And remember, the idea was to destroy the command and control center and the MQ-9 drone hangars at Jordan's Prince Hassan Air Base. So as you rightly highlighted, Pratibha, yes, it is these US allies in the Middle Eastern region, whether it is Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, they all are back in on the line of fire. It's not the first time that they are being targeted. It is on expected lines, because we had seen this even prior to the June MOU that had been signed. All of these West Asian allies to the United States were in the line of fire. And so Jordan again coming out with that statement of condemnation of these Iranian airstrikes. But remember, IRGC is continuing to target all of these US air bases. Their bone of contention ever since the war began has always been that as long as you will house these US air bases or any of these missile and drone centers, we will target you. And after the collapse of the MOU, it seems that the war is back to square one, and we can perhaps expect more condemnations to come in from other members. Saudi Arabia and UAE have also been extremely vocal. Last time around, we saw how civilian spaces, especially the airports in the UAE, had been targeted, Pratibha, if you remember. So there is burgeoning concern with regards to aviation and global travel also again getting impacted. We'll have to see what the word coming in from other US allies is going to be like. But I can tell you that the IRGC itself has confirmed that they have been targeting vessels that are violating Iran's restrictions in the strait. More importantly, reports coming in from Iranian news medias, especially from Fast News, is going on to talk about how US military infrastructure is continuing to get targeted. I mentioned about how the base in Jordan has been attacked. At the same time, we are being told that the Al Udeid base in Qatar also has been attacked. So the IRGC, of course, the military has been issuing a stark warning that this time around they will not be backing down. And the response is going to be in a 2:1 ratio. And at the moment, the Strait of Hormuz is completely shut down, which means no vessels will be allowed to navigate. Perhaps those vessels that are seeking a safe passage on priority basis will be reaching out to the Iranian leadership. We'll have to see if they actually give them a green signal to move or not.
All right. Akanksha, do stay with us. We have more breaking updates now coming in. The presidents of Egypt and the United Arab Emirates have also held talks on Egypt's Mediterranean coast. An Egyptian presidency statement said that talks between President Al-Sisi and Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan focused on the recent developments in the Middle East and ongoing efforts to prevent further escalation between Iran and the United States. The two leaders reiterated that vital necessity to maintain close consultation, coordination and joint action across various issues in light of the current challenges confronting the region. This is the official statement that has come in. Let's go across to my colleague Mayank, also joining us on the broadcast. Mayank, the US military's Central Command has said that it has hit more than 140 targets in strikes on Iran following another Iranian attack on commercial vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. It clearly looks like the end is not in sight for now for this escalation from both sides, US as well as Iran, clearly indicating that we are only going to look at an escalation in the coming hours.
Pratibha, I would like to refer to our viewers the map which you was showing earlier. And in that, the northern borders, when you stand facing towards Iran, the southern part of Iran is actually all embedded with the coastal batteries. So initially what you see is actually when the operations by Central Command started, they were knocking off all the facilities which were launching either missiles or the drones. And then it has expanded into depth now. What every military worth its salt would do is actually they will keep finding intelligence of or about all kind of infrastructure which can be offensive or defensive. And that applies for Iran, Israel, or the US forces. Again, in this case, the same has happened. Intelligence had already been gathered. And now you see is actually specific, precise precision strikes are being done on the areas or the points or the silos or the infrastructure, which either is being used by Iran to fire missiles or drones on the bases. And as Akanksha was talking about the bases, let me also further expand it by saying that the bases which are spread around Strait of Hormuz, they include the bases which are maritime base, and to the extent that 5th Fleet's headquarters is based in Bahrain, which was also reported to have been hit once 3 days prior. Now, the other bases which are spattered or they are spread all across that area. And it is Iran's tactics right from the beginning that they are aiming, targeting, hitting all eyes, which is sensors, seekers, offensive facilities of US forces, which can be radars, which can be the silos, which can be the bases, which can be the infrastructure used by even the personnel there. But then the essence of entire thing which we are talking to the viewers is actually things have gone wrong. The other point which need to bring out is the proportion of the Indian seafarers in those areas.
Okay.
Find it more than 3 lakh seafarers work across the maritime sphere. And while in the last briefing when Ministry of Shipping, Ports and Waterways had said, they had talked, and that was before ceasefire I'm talking about. And in that case, they had brought out the numbers to almost 18,000 seafarers, which were not only on board as crew members, they was also working along the facilities towards the coastal areas, Pratibha.
Yes,
That
so
was the kind
safety of the
conflict.
seafarers is going to be of paramount importance for the country. Mayank, do stay with us. We have more breaking updates now coming in from the Iranian government sources. The Iranian embassy officials have said that the move to shut down the Strait of Hormuz corrects what they described as a flaw in paragraph 5 of the June 18th MOU. Akanksha continues to stay live with us. And Akanksha, what is this flaw in one of the paragraphs being mentioned by Iran?
So what we're being told through our sources within the Iranian government is that the language of clause 5 in the MOU has been very vague. The officials, including the mediators from both sides, had been in this rush to finalize the MOU in June, which was forged between the United States and Iran. And so the Americans were given the sense that after this MOU has been finalized, remember, Pratibha, the Strait of Hormuz will be back to normal operations, and their understanding of the Strait of Hormuz was that Iran will give a safe passage to all commercial vessels navigating the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran claims that their understanding, and rather their claim, had always since day one been that they will exercise autonomy over the Strait of Hormuz. They will be the ones authorizing the maritime route through the Strait of Hormuz, and it will be divided between Iran and Oman, which has not been respected by the Americans, who continue to target or rather have vessels flout those authorized routes, which means, remember, all of these vessels are now trying to navigate via the Strait of Oman. That has become an issue for the Iranians, and they want that the right navigation route should be used. Many of these vessels are turning off the responders only to dodge the IRGC, which also has backfired for these vessels, which is why, according to the Iranian government sources, the IRGC is targeting these vessels. They have now said that there has to be greater clarity. The Iranian officials are also saying that there was a deliberate attempt to keep the language very vague in clause 5 of the MOU, which has to be reworked and highlighted. And now, if there has to be any MOU which will be forged, if at all there's going to be a fresh one, then it has to clearly outline and define that Iran will get to control the Strait of Hormuz. Remember, the United States and most of its allies, including the global bodies like the UN, as per UN clause, say that Iran cannot exercise any authority over the Strait of Oman, which is in fact international waters. And so this is now back to becoming a war of oil.
Okay, all right. Akanksha, thank you for getting us all those details. Thanking Mayank as well for getting us all those inputs. So Iran clearly of the belief that the agreement failed to clearly establish Iran's management authority over the Strait of Hormuz. And that's the reason why we are seeing these attacks and counter-attacks. We're keeping a track of the developments. We continue getting you those updates. For now, slipping into a very short break here. We'll be right back.